Hi guys, it's Sandy with Trinity Stamps, and today I am participating in a really fun YouTube hop. We are celebrating Craft Roulette's 6th-year anniversary. Can you believe it? 6 years. The card I created was from the episode number 310, and the parameters were for the project trifold card. The colors were vegetable garden. The element was nursery, and the random was stars or starry. Well, that gave me a lot to work with. All right, let's get started. I decided I would go with the nursery, kind of with a baby theme. I could have done like plants, especially since spring is just around the corner, but I didn't have a whole lot of plant things to pull from. So I decided I'd make my own little baby themed card. So what I'm doing here is I've got just a piece of green cardstock. I'm taking some watermark ink along with my baby stamp from the Simply Sentimental Baby stamp set. And I'm just going to place those randomly across my cardstock. I'm also going to use a star from the 5-star rating stamp set. That's a new one. And I'll go ahead and place those randomly across my cardstock also. I wanted my pattern paper to be more of a tone on tone, so I'm not going to use any colored embossing powder. Instead, I'm just going to use a clear embossing powder. I'll go ahead and sprinkle that across my stamped out design using my high-tech coffee filter to catch all those little grits and grains. Once I get that completely covered, I'll go ahead and heat set it with my heat gun. This is one of my absolute favorite ways of making a background pattern paper when you don't have anything else that's just going to work. Next, I'm going to create my card base. So I've got a piece of cardstock. I believe it's called Carrot Cake from Brazil. Let's see, I have it cut at 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to go ahead and score it at 2 inches, fold it, and then I'm going to take that folded edge, butt it back up to the left side of my score buddy, and then I'm going to score it again at 4.25 inches. I find that this is the easiest way for me to get a good solid fold so that both of my ends are coming together nicely in the middle of my card. Next, I'm going to decorate the side panels of my little gatefold card. I'm going to cut my red cardstock at 1 7/8 by 5.25. My yellow cardstock is cut at 1 3/4 by 5 inches. And then my green cardstock that I decorated with the pattern is cut at 4 3/4 inches, or I'm sorry, 1.5 inches wide by 4 3/4 inches tall. We'll go ahead and get all of those layered together, and then I will apply it to the sides of my gatefold or my trifold card. Inside sentiment of my card, I am going to cut a piece of red cardstock, 4 inches by 5.25. And then my white cardstock is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. Now I have used the Nugs and Hugs stamp set to decorate the inside of my card. I'm using the little nuggets that are bathing their new little baby in the sauce. I just think that's so cute, along with a sentiment that also comes in the stamp set. I'll go ahead and get those put together and then placed on the inside of my card. I wanted to create a little belly band for my card rather than just adhere my outside design to it. So I'm going to be using the Emergency Card Essentials #1, and I'm going to use all of those center or circle die cuts to create a little focal point for the front of my card. I'm using the yellow cardstock the orange cardstock and the green cardstock to keep everything, you know, matching. Also, a note on the colors. So, my garden colors would be green, so we're going to call that lettuce. The orange is carrots. The yellow would be corn, and then the red would be tomatoes. To finish up my centerpiece, I'm going back to my Nugs and Hugs stamp set. I'm using the couple that have the little baby nugget in a carrier. As I was coloring it, I just realized that the little carrier is shaped like a fry box. That just cracked me up. It's so creative. Anyway, I'm also going to use some little ruby sparkle hearts to decorate the front of that little medallion also. Now I'm actually working on the band that's going to go around the card, and I'm using the 5-star rating stamp set again, and I'm just going to do the tone on tone. Now this is the first time I have used my Misty Light stamping tool, and this is an absolute game changer. Um, I don't know why I haven't used it before now. So I've got that attached to my magnetic surface with those 2 red bars. And I'm just going to line that up using the grids on my glass mat. And I'm just going to start stamping that band. And I just keep pushing it underneath the edges of that of the Misty Light. And oh my gosh, it made it so much easier to do that. Um, Again, I don't know why I haven't used this before now. It's amazing. Once again, I'm going to use my high-tech coffee filter and heat emboss those little red stars all the way across my band. Now the Emergency Card Essentials #1 die set has this really pretty little scalloped die in it. I'm going to cut that out and just trim both sides of my band. I think that just added such a nice pretty finish to the belly band. Not overpowering it, but giving it a nice touch and kind of tying in all the colors together. Next, I'm going to cut my belly band so that it fits nicely around my card. Sometimes I tend to cut them so that they're so snug that it's hard to get them on and off the card. This one I kind of got a little bit generous with my measurements, but that's okay. I think I'd rather have it loose as opposed to the recipient struggling to get it off the card. I'm going to go ahead and use double-sided adhesive tape to get these 2 pieces adhered together and to put my little nugget family on the front. And that pretty much does it for this card. This is just cuteness overload. I like that it's a baby card, and I really like the fact that it's not the traditional blue and pink. I just think this is just such a fun card, and it couldn't have come at a better time because I had a neighbor just give birth actually yesterday, so this card will come in handy. All right, well, happy anniversary to Craft Roulette. I am looking forward to many more years of Friday night fun. Thanks again, and until next time, bye bye.